So, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I cannot tell you how much I actually enjoyed this game. I was so immersed in it that it actually took me a while to finish the game because I absolutely did everything in the game. Now, I didn't plan on the game or get every single achievement, but I did do everything in one playthrough. So I had to do all the side content and everything like that. And by the time I actually saw the ending, I actually it took me like 200 hours to actually get to the ending. So that's how much immersed I was in this game. And I gotta say, man, the developers, Warhol Studios, actually did a really good job with this game. The design of the game, the storytelling, even like I mentioned, the immersion in this game, they did a very good job with designing this game and making it. They did a very good job. Which also, I gotta say this is how you make a sequel to your first game, because the first game was very glitchy and very clunky. This game blows out of the water. Like, it is smooth, it is more well designed, and also I gotta mention also the Warhol Studio, after the first game, they did become bigger, so you can expect that. But you can tell that the developers themselves, they were passionate about this game. You can tell. Like, even the attention to detail, like, you actually feel like you're actually in this world. You feel like you're in Bohemia back in the medieval era, which is, the game is based in around like the 1500s. So yeah, you actually feel like you're there. You know what I mean? That's how well this game is designed and how immersed you actually get playing this game. And if I could say, this literally feels like a medieval simulator, to be honest with you. It is very well designed. You actually feel, like I said, you feel like you're there. Like, the way the game is designed, like the way the world is designed, like, it looks beautiful and it looks like legitimately like you're in Europe. Like, all the areas, the environments in the game, like, it is very beautifully designed. Like everything in this game does look amazing. And even the story was written very well. Like, it's very cinematic and it is a very good continuation to Henry's story. And it is very well structured from start to finish. And especially that ending, it was very satisfying as well. Like, even the side content, right? The side missions, that were even written very well. It wasn't like random fetch quests or anything like that. There's actually story behind the side content, but I'll get to the side content a little bit later in the video, because I actually do want to start talking about the gameplay, especially the combat system. Actually, before I do that, I just want to mention something. If you are playing this game on PlayStation 5, because during my playthrough, I was originally playing this on the base PS5, but about halfway-ish, I actually brought the PS5 Pro and I started playing on that, and I do want to give you guys a heads up on something. If you're playing on the base PS5, put it on performance mode, because if you put it on the full graphics mode, you're going to get a lot of lag, especially in the combat system and when you're navigating the menus. There's like a little bit of a delay to it, and there is lag to it. So if you are playing on the base PS5, play it on performance mode. Now, if you got the PS5 Pro, go ahead and boost it up to quality mode, to full graphics, because when I started playing this game on the PS5 Pro, this game not only was it really, really smooth, but it looks very sharp as well. And it looked even better than it did. Now, I'm not too sure what the numbers are, but when I was playing on the PS5 Pro on quality mode, I was actually getting better frame rate than on the base PS5 on performance mode. So that's a thing. So I just want to give you guys a heads up on that. So anyway, about the combat system. So the combat system is much more upgraded and much, much smoother than the original game. And there are a few changes, like especially because it's got that star thing, the way you attack. In the original game, the bottom one used to be two, like one left and one right. Well, this time they changed it into a stab. Now, I'm so glad they did this, because in the original game, when there were two bottom ones, sometimes it was very hard to do combos because it was kind of laggy-ish and kind of very clunky, and sometimes you can get it wrong. But in this one, because it's just one down, because it's a stab, so now it's much easier to do combos and to quickly change to what you actually want to do. Rather, because in the original game that was much harder to do, especially when you're when you're doing the bottom two. So it's just better that it's just a stab. So that's actually a very good, that's a very good change. So yeah, I'm kind of glad they did that. So yeah, like I mentioned, the combat system is much smoother than the original game, and also it is much easier to get into as well. Much easier to learn because in the previous game it was the combat system was kind of hard like to control because of the clunkiness and the movement and stuff like that. But this one, like they did a really good job. Like it does feel this combat system is feels like a huge upgrade compared to like if you're comparing it to the original game. Huge upgrade. And I should say that they fixed it in this game because the combat system is very satisfying and very, very responsive as well. So I love the combat system in this game because in the previous game it was kind of iffy, but in this game I loved it. I love the way it works. And when it comes to everything else, like the exploration, and like I said before, like the game looks very beautiful and it's very immersive. But the exploration itself is very satisfying as well and very well designed. Like when you're going around, when you're walking randomly, you run into like a random event, or you're going to fight some bandits in the capital in the middle of the bush somewhere. It's very well designed and very fun to play. Like even the loot system is actually pretty good in this game. Like not only can you get like better gear and stuff like that, but some of the gear is actually very expensive, which you can go to vendors and you can basically sell them, and you can make more money going around doing that as well. So yeah, the loot system is really good. Like to be honest with you, anything you do in this game does not feel like a waste of time. Like I said, just even walking around, sometimes you can run into a random event, like I said, and the side missions are pretty good too. And especially, what really helps this game is the dialogue. The dialogue in this game is actually really, really good, and sometimes they're hilarious as well, which I don't really want to spoil, but I'll just mention one of them. So at nighttime, if you're walking around town, you need to have a torch, right? So what happened is once I just forgot to actually equip the torch, and a guard approached me and said, "Hey, you gotta have a torch, otherwise I'll give you a fine." Now, as he was talking to me, I quickly lit up the torch, so I equipped it. And as soon as I equipped it, the way the dialogue is perfect for this, but I don't know how they did it, but it sounds so legit. Like as soon as I equipped it to the torch, he freaks. He goes, "Oh shit! I didn't realize you were so ugly. No wonder you didn't have a torch shot." It's like the dialogue is actually hilarious. It's not even that. Like some of the excuse, like when you get caught with doing a crime, like sometimes the excuses that Henry can come up with are hilarious. But I won't spoil that. It's better to experience the rest of that yourself. So yeah, the dialogue is written really, really, really well, because not only like when it's for comedy purposes, but also when things get serious as well. Like the story, like I said, the dialogue in this game is written really well. And which brings me, like I said, to the side content, which I'm gonna talk about now. So the side missions in this game are written actually really well because they're like little sub stories. It's not just like I said before, how it's just random. You know how some games, how when you do a side content, it's just a fetch quest, like, oh, I need this, go get me that, or go fight this bandit or whatever. No, the side missions in this game, they're actually little sub stories. Like if you could say it all, like if I could say this, when it comes to the main story, it feels like you're going through a movie, but the side content feels like you're playing through an episode in a sense. If you guys know what I'm talking about there. Like it's actually, like I said, it's written, like even the side content is written really well, like little stories as well for Henry. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. And this is also why the game is so immersive and very fun to play as well, because you're never bored. Whatever you do in this game, you're never bored. That's the thing. Like this game, if I look, I don't use rating system, but if I did, I'll give this straight up a 10 out of 10. That's how good this game is. Now, if I could nitpick here, and like if I try to think of something negative to say, like my only gripe would be like the vendors not having enough money, or sometimes very, very, very rarely, like in a combat season, like when you're fighting, sometimes the attack trigger is, sometimes they can get locked, like you get locked in animation in your stamina that doesn't recover. That happens very, very rarely. Like my 200 hours of playing, that only happened to me like probably 6 times. But yeah, like I said, that's my only gripes really with the game. And by the way, that's very nitpicking, because the majority of this game, like 99% of this game, you're gonna have fun playing this game. Like it's very well designed, very well written, and everything. Like it is a near perfect game, literally. And now, obviously, I highly recommend this game to anybody, especially if you like, open world RPG games, kind of those games, because this game is very fun to play. It's very immersive. Now, it's not high fantasy, because like Skyrim, let's say, but it's very, like it's set in the past. It's like, I think it's based on a true story, but it's not 100% accurate to historical events, if that makes sense. But it is a very fun gameplay. You're going to have very fun playing this game, and you're going to be very immersed. I cannot recommend this game enough. This is a perfect game. So if you guys haven't played it, go out and buy this game because it's perfect. I love this game. Now, during the time of this review, the first DLC has dropped. Now, this review does not cover the DLC. I might do a review on that much later down the line, but I'll have to wait and see if this video gets popular. And if you guys want it, I'll do a review on it. But yeah. So yeah, this game is perfect. Go out and buy it. It's a perfect game. Anyway, that's enough from me. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And yeah, thank you for watching. And guys, remember, Aventus Fortuna Ivat.